In 1589, during the tumultuous era of late Renaissance Germany, a farmer named Peter Stumpp became the Zhao Dian of a chilling and sensational saga. Accused of heinous crimes, including confessing to being a werewolf, striking deals with the devil, and committing gruesome murders, Stumpp's story unveils a terrifying world where superstition and fear ruled. His arrest and brutal execution shocked the society and left a dark stain on history, reflecting the paranoia and societal tensions of the Holy Roman Empire. Curious to uncover the full story behind this eerie tale? Dive into the gripping details of Peter Stumpp's tragic and haunting saga. In the remote village of Bedburg, 1589, life was woven with superstition and fear. The last rays of summer flickered over fields of wheat, but beneath this pastoral calm, darkness brewed. Peter Stumpp, a middle-aged farmer, bore the quiet burdens of poverty and suspicion. Rumors of strange behaviors and rumors of devilry haunted the villagers, who believed that evil lurked in the shadows of their quiet town. When mysterious deaths and livestock mutilations occurred, whispers quickly turned to accusations. Confronted with fear and hysteria, Stumpp found himself at the center of a storm he never sought, igniting a fervor that would lead to tragedy. 2 years before his arrest, Peter's life had gradually unraveled. Reports describe him wandering the woods at odd hours, his face gaunt, eyes haunted. The local elders whispered tales of witches and demon pacts, fueling an atmosphere of suspicion. Under the strict moral code of his time, any deviation from accepted belief could be punishable by death. When villagers found mutilated animals and strangely marked trees, accusations intensified. A crack appeared in the fragile fabric of his existence as neighbors eyed him with distrust, their fear transforming into hostility, pushing the community closer to moral panic. In August 1589, Peter was seized, his home ransacked, his life scrutinized. The Inquisition's throng, driven by terror, subjected him to relentless interrogation. Under brutal torture, the lines between truth and confession blurred. He admitted to making a pact with the devil, transforming into a wolf to terrorize the countryside. His words, forced from him by agony, sealed his fate. The villagers heard his confession, the confession that confirmed their worst fears, confirming a narrative of darkness that would justify his trial and eventual execution. Yet beneath it all, a man's suffering and breakdown lingered in silence. On October 31, 1589, in a grim spectacle horrifying all who watched, Peter Stumpp was sentenced to death. Bound and trembling, he was dragged through Bedburg's muddy streets to the execution site. The crowd's mixture of fear, curiosity, and religious fervor created an oppressive atmosphere. As the wooden stake was driven into his flesh, his screams echoed, a tragic release of desperation and pain. Historians debate whether his confession was genuine or coerced, but what remains undeniable is the terror that gripped a society desperate to root out evil. His death was not just an end, but a symbol of the era's dark superstition and the perilous power of fear over justice. In the aftermath, tales of Peter Stumpp's werewolf deeds grew into legends, feeding into the mythos of evil lurking in the woods. His story was recorded in court documents and folklore, illustrating how fear could distort reality and lead to tragic injustice. The witch hunts and demonology craze spread across Europe, fueled by religious conflict and social upheaval. Today, Peter's story invites us to reflect on the dangers of hysteria, the importance of empathy, and the lasting scars inflicted by injustice. His tragic fate reminds us that behind accusations lie human lives, torn apart by the brutal forces of ignorance and fear. Centuries later, the legend of the Bedburg werewolf continues to haunt cultural memory. The story symbolizes mankind's enduring battle with superstition and moral panic, reminding us how societies have often projected their fears onto scapegoats to retain a fragile sense of order. The tragic life of Peter Stumpp underscores the tragic human consequences of injustice dressed as moral crusade, a lesson that resonates deeply in modern times as we confront new fears, be they social, political, or technological, and strive to prevent history's darkest chapters from repeating themselves.